Welcome to Active Trader Setups Tutoring and Reference Series on how to use scanners and understanding alerts. This video is brought to you by Active Trader Setups Trading Package, a day trader setups company. Today we're looking at the market analyzers that create your alerts in the charting package. What I want to make sure first of all is you know where to find the workspaces, and you've already done your installation. Go to your Windows Explorer Documents Ninja 8 folder, look in Workspaces, and you will find a Futures and a Stocks folder. Inside the Stocks folder you'll find all of the default workspaces that we have pre-built in the system. Now you won't use all of these. You'll pick what best suits your needs and what you're scanning for and what you're trading, how you're trading, if you're swing trading or day trading and so forth. The scanners are standalone, and so you'll want to take and copy the stock scan only by right-clicking, clicking copy, and then going back up a folder into the workspaces, and then right-click and paste into the workspace. The reason we do that is so that you can keep your clutter down, as well as you have a continual backup in case you mess up the workspace. Some other things that you'll find in here that you need to know about is the Master 50 Algo scanners. These are defaulted at 25. These are your bigger scanners in here, and then you have workspaces set up for 25, 50, 100. Charts, as well as a 2 monitor and a 1 monitor, that you have both 25, 50, and 100. You also have a stock scanner only set to 50. So if you're swing trading, you're going to probably want to look at this 50, although the 25 can be used for swing trading as well on your lower ATR stocks. First, I want to bring a couple of the things to be cautious of. This is just set to 1 monitor on the stock scanner only workspace, and that's the workspace that we have open, stock scanner only. And we included this item in here. Now you will normally find it in all of your charting workspaces. It's the only market analyzer other than a watch list that you will find in there. And the reason is this actually will auto trade the symbol list that you place in here. That's covered in another video. Please don't load symbols into this instant long areas, because they will place trades. They're already pre-built. Now they are set on sim account, so that keeps you out of trouble if you mess it up, and you can experiment with it, and we'll explain more about how to use that in a separate video. The reason we left it in here is in case you wanted to create your own workspace with just a few scanners and then add charts to it. You cannot open these scanners or market analyzers in another workspace. You can open charts, so you would take this and save it as a different name and then go through and build and delete as you wanted to go. So that's why this is in there, because it can't be added to a space with charts. It has to already be there. So if you wanted to create your own custom chart workspace, you would start with this, delete everything except for this one item if you wanted to keep the auto trade, and or even you could check this and switch it to alerts on the instant trade setups that are in here. It's a very limited the way that works. So that's why this is there. So we're going to move it out of the way, because it has nothing to do with scanning for alerts any different than what we're going to show you. The next thing I want to caution you on is how many symbols you load. Now, first of all, you can't trade a huge number of symbols, especially if you're day trading. You might can scan as low a number as 10 to 15 if you're zoned in on what you want to trade. You create your list and run the scans based on your list. Now this is set to 25 setups, 25 algorithm on the charts, and your 25 charts. So as you get used to your charts, you'll decide what you want to scan. Do not leave these in the system. I clicked on the symbol. I'm holding the delete key down. If you start at the top symbol, I'm just unloading this particular scanner tab. That's how you want to end up the end of the day, is these taken out. If you have, now I only scan about 3 different tabs a day, and I scan the same exact list in each tab for different alerts that are created from the tabs. If you can't load all these different columns up with symbols. If you do, it'll never scan that many. You're talking about making thousands of calculations, and that's the reason you don't want to leave them loaded either, because they're making thousands of calculations when you first open up your system, and it'll bog you down for quite a long time. So you want to load them after you open your system up every day. Another thing you don't want to do is it's better to get these loaded prior to the market open. Now they will load in regular trading session after the open, but they're going to load faster pre-market. So if you're day trading, you want to get your system up and running prior to 9:30 Eastern Time. And I'm going to take these and just right click and clear these out. We're going to load some more symbols while we're making the video. So I'm just clearing the alert log. You can do that through the day. If you're day trading and you want to get a fresh look and you don't care about the old list, you can just right click and just clear that out, and it'll just start logging new alerts as they happen. So first thing you need to learn is you can take this workspace, you can save it as a different name, maybe my stock scanner only, and leave this as it is, although you do have a complete backup of this in the other folder we looked at. But you want to definitely save your work, because if you rearrange the boxes and so forth, you'll want to save your workspace so it'll open up as you had it. Another thing you'll want to do is take your favorites that you decide that are your favorite scanners, what you learn, what you're looking for, and just put the letter FAV in front of my name and a space and apply. And now it says faves. That way at the end of the day, as you're going through looking for places you may have other symbol lists to unload, you'll be able to spot them easier. So that's one of my favorite scanners. This is a bigger time frame. The wick candle makes a smaller chart indicator. It's like looking at a 5-minute compared to a 60-minute, or like looking at a 30-minute compared to a 4-hour chart. The Algo B is a different cloud. It's a different longer term setup. So I'm going to rename this as favorites as well. Those are my primary scans that I want to look at. There's a lot of others we'll teach you in a more in-depth scanner video about what each of these do. You can see down here, this is labeled longer term, smaller ATR stocks. And this one's a 10. That's a pretty short term. Then a 25 and a 50. So we've got reversal patterns, scanners. They're kind of named so you kind of know what they do. And the Algo series, the higher the Algo, the longer the trend, or it can be set based on the ATR of what you're trading. You do not want to modify any of these in any way. The columns that are used to create The scanners are very complicated. They're even complicated for me, and I've been using this for over 2 years. It's very complicated procedure and set of scripts that are written in here. There's no reason for you to change anything because you don't have no idea what to change it to. What you can change is the alerts that are pre-built. And so we save these columns. We can reload columns, but when you reload columns, you cannot reload alerts. Alerts do not save in Ninja's system. That's why you can't just open another workspace with charts in it and bring in a scanner, because the alerts are not going to come in, only the columns. And there again, you don't know how to build the alerts. These are all conditions that make this work. This particular workspace is ATS Wick B25 Clouds. It's alerting the B line. That's your yellow line on your clouds. It's going to look at the right side yellow line of a chart, and it's going to look at the current cloud that's where your candles are currently printing on your chart. And I'll have them named that way. Right side B. That's the outside cloud yellow line. You're looking for that to be flat as you're referencing it. And then there's a current cloud. That is the cloud again that your candles are currently printing on. If you're on that yellow line right on that cloud, you can get this reversal alert off of it. Now, these are not designed to put it to the penny. They're very close though. And it's a reversal. So as you come down into a cloud and you reverse off of it on that candle that made the touch of the line, or very close to a touch, or very slightly below the line within a few cents, and a few cents is like a 10-cent range, and have reversed and completely closed your reversal candle on your ATS wick. So it's closed the candle and it's opened the next new candle before it ever gives you the alert, using these alerts that are pre-built. That's because you can get tons of alerts going into the cloud. If you're wanting to trade the reversal setup, you need to know about it when it has reversed. You'll never be able to keep up with all the alerts you would get otherwise. Now, of course, you can be looking at your chart and see that the line is being tested and know that you're looking for that setup as you study and learn the patterns we're looking for. And you could trade it early. You don't have to wait on the alert. Now, these are all checked off. They're already set to be live. They don't have any sounds in the alerts down here. If you wanted to see the checkbox, it's enabled. The STs are not enabled. I'm going to explain those to you in just a moment. Enabled. Not enabled. Enabled says MT. That stands for medium tick. That's our 25 tick bar. And it's telling you it's a 25. That's a 25 chart. So you're going to find this alert as you go to your symbol. You go to the chart that is telling you, which should be what you're already looking at anyway, and it's going to tell you that it's bouncing. The ATS wick candle on the 25 setting is bouncing off the right side B cloud. That's the outside cloud to the right, off the VLST long reversal. That's the cloud. You got two clouds. You got a VL cloud and a VLST. The ST is longer term, more bars involved. Again, like looking at a 60-minute chart compared to a 5-minute or a 10-minute chart. So that's exactly what you'll see in your alert log, is the description we have right here. If you had your favorites after you learn what setups you're looking for the most, you can go down and you can add a sound if you wish to. You can even add a pop-up message. You're going to get the log message always, but you could add a sound and a pop-up dialog on your very favorite setups. You can even share a message which could be sending yourself an email. Now, it's not going to send you a screenshot because it can't send a screenshot of a screen that's not open. So they have to have the chart open, but you can set up something called share services. And I have a Twitter and a StockTwits in mine. You could have it email you and pick it up on your cell phone. If it's, you don't want to be doing that on a list of 40 or 50 stocks, but if you've got a group of 10 or 12 stocks that you're watching for a particular setup on, that's the kind of stuff you want to email. Now, that's another topic as far as having additional workspaces. You can have this workspace. This is your main scanner, scanning lots of stocks. You could also save this as my focus stock scanner only. Have it be exactly the same layout, except for you limit the number of symbols you put in. So you go to your other copy and you load in your symbols of 10 or 15 stocks that you're really zoned in on, you're ready to make a trade on. You've already seen the chart, you're waiting on the pullback to give you that entry off that cloud level. And so you want to be emailed about it, or you want to notify yourself in some other manner using the pop-up or the sound alert. That's when you go create an additional workspace that's focused just for that for you. And then when you add the sounds to it, it doesn't add them to the other workspace where you may have 40 or 50 symbols scanned. It only adds the sound to that particular workspace and that particular alert. Now I'm going to go back just for a moment and look at the ST. Small tick. It's a 10 tick bar. It's referencing the exact same line that's created by the 25 wick chart that's created the VL cloud 25 wick level of the right side cloud. Same exact thing. This is the same level. It's just now the smaller tick chart is looking at it. Now you will get this thing that says long reversal. That doesn't necessarily mean it's time to take a long. This is a very small tick. It's like looking at a 1 minute chart compared to a 10-minute chart. Your 10-minute chart may go down to your level, touch it, push through the level, and then bounce. And at the end of the 10-minute bar, it's 25 cents above the line. Now the new bar opens and it continues on up. Our wick bar on the MT is going to tell you that. It's going to tell you, though, if it happens in 2 minutes after it hits it, or it's going to tell you if it happens 30 minutes later. It's looking at the price and the price only. It don't care about 10 minutes or 5 minutes. It only cares about the price action. So when it goes into that bar, and that level of the right side be cloud, and it makes that reversal as we discussed earlier and closes the bar completely, it will give you the signal in the alert log. Now that is ready to be traded. You need to look at other factors that may be going on. You may be looking at this and it's running into a big level on a next level up chart. We have videos about take another look, take a bigger look, take a different look. You're looking at the next level up chart, which would be a 25 VLST or an Algo B25 VL. It's different charts, longer term trends. Don't step into a wall with a trade. It's common sense that you use with any kind of trade. You don't want to jump in a trade that's hitting a high from 4 days ago 14 cents from now. You want to wait and see what it does. When it tests that area, it's probably going to pull back again. This ST alert, it's going to say long because it went down, got below the level, and has now crossed back up above it. That doesn't mean it's not going to go back down there again. So don't just jump and say it's ready. It's just an early alert. If you want the early alert, go into your scanner right here. Remember how we got there. We did a right click, went to alerts. Each tab has its own set of alerts that are looking for what the tab describes it's looking for. You're going to go in select this, and you may only want to know on the VL long. You may not care about the VLST long on the ST, so you don't have to check every single ST. You can only check the ones you're interested in. And you may want to look at the ST on your shorter group when you go over and make that other workspace that you're zoned in on 7 or 8 or 10 stocks. You may want to know early. That'd be another case where you could set more alerts. You could also do that from within this workspace as well by creating an entire another tab and renaming it. You could take this and duplicate as a new tab. You could duplicate it as a new window, and it'll stay inside this workspace, and then you could modify that window, which doesn't affect this window. It will take the alerts with it. You can't open it in another workspace and have it, but you can take it in here. And you do that by right-clicking Duplicate Window. It'll duplicate all of these alerts, tabs, the whole deal. And then you can take out the ones you don't want if you want more than one of these in your new window. If you just want the one tab, you can just right-click that particular tab, duplicate in a new window, and that's all it's going to do. And then you could change the name and modify it, have it maybe giving you the ST alerts on a smaller list of stocks. You just don't want to be running that on a super long list of stocks because you're going to get more alerts than you have time to analyze. Thus, you end up missing trades because you're trying to look at too much stuff. That's the main thing to discipline, is get zoned in on a group of stocks. Now, my particular preference is I have about 35 stocks that I trade on a regular basis, and they're my core list. And then I add another list along the way, a few stocks a day that get kind of interesting that are in play. I may not be interested in trading them the day they're in play, but 3 days later they may give me a nice setup in a trade. But if you get too many stocks, you're going to miss so many trades. It's a lot easier to watch a few stocks, and generally each day I will zone in on a handful of stocks, and that's the ones I'll just watch the rest of the day. Do I miss other trades? Of course I do. But I try not to miss the ones on the stocks I'm watching. You're going to miss them staring at the chart. Okay. One more item I want to look at in this particular scan tab. You got your right side B, as we discussed, your current cloud. You got your regular 25 tick candlestick that's creating these, and you got your shorter tick. Down at the very bottom, these are looking for the flag patterns. You got a long inter-cloud bull flag on the VL cloud and the VLST cloud. Now those are not pre-checked. The right side B and the current B are all pre-checked on the MTs, but none of these are pre-checked. I scan these every day. The bull flag and the bear flag in each one of these. I like that setup. When it's in that cloud, it means the candlesticks have come down into the cloud. We show a lot of examples in other videos of the candlesticks coming into the cloud and then either flagging as they touch the cloud, flagging inside the cloud. For this to give an alert, the candlesticks have to be in the cloud. The current candlestick doesn't have to be, but the parts of that flag had to be inside the cloud. And this is all programmed in using all these different settings and readings that we have pre-built in here. And it will have come down into the cloud, gone back up, and turned back down at the time you get that alert. And that's why it's called a bear flag, inter-cloud short bear flag. So those are in here as well. And you can look at any of these others. If they got the same name, they're looking for the same thing on a smaller chart. So if you're trading little small price stocks, you're going to get over on the 10 cloud, and you're going to use your smaller ATR stocks. There's even one for extra small stocks, a 6 cloud. And then there's a 50. The 50 could be, this can be a swing trade on many stocks that they don't have to be small in price. They can be $30, $40, $50 stocks. Even higher dollar stocks don't make that big of moves every day. And then the stocks that make the bigger moves every day, you would go up to the next level or another level, a higher level. Or bigger clouds. The Bs are bigger clouds than the wicks. The ATS wick candlestick makes one cloud. The STS Algo B makes another cloud. This is your daily inflection points. This is another one of my faves. These are the inflection points that are shown on your inflection point charts, the white dashed lines and the yellow or golden lines, orange lines. This is scanning those. You can again go into your alerts. There's some that will get you the most, their label, your number 1, number 2, number 3, your white dash, your solid white, your white dash dot line. That's the most 3 recent days. And these first alerts only alert that you're at the line. I've only got 2 things. I got 2 different price levels over here. Straddle that line. These are not pre-selected for you. You can pre-select the ones you want. This is not a reversal candle. It's come to the line. That's all it's telling you. And that's the alert. It just strictly is saying we are at the line. Now we have the STs making a long reversal at the line. It's gone down, touched the line, and reversed. Short reversal at the line. These are pre-checked on the little 10s. I like to trade this. I don't necessarily trade the ST, but I like to trade this line, especially the most recents. Now, I only have them checked. These go back 10 days, remember. All 10 days are checked. And then here's your MT, your bigger candlestick, checked on the reversal. And then there's one that requires the reversal candle to have volume as well. It's not checked. So if you only want the alerts with the volume, you come in here, you uncheck this one, and you check this one, and then you have to click apply for the changes you make to take place. That's the only thing you want to change in here is enabling or unenabling alerts or possibly adding a sound. Other than that, maybe adjusting a priority to get it in a different column in the alert log. That's it. Everything else you must leave alone. But that's how we have these built on the ATS inflection lines that go back to 10 days. These are all pre-done. Now what I like to do with the ST is I like to see my reversal coming off on a lower ATR chart. This 10 can be perfect for you. That's why it's built into here. You got the same level every day, no matter the size of the ATR chart when you're using, or the ATR of the symbol, when you're using the daily inflection points. They work the same on a $10 stock as they do on a $110 stock. There's a level, and it's posted for 10 days. So you would want to trade the 10 on the little small ATR stock, where you would want to trade the MT or 25 on the higher ATR stock. But they're both checked, and you decide what you're trading, and you may want to uncheck some of them. What I like to do on my 25s, on my bigger ATR stocks that I day trade, I like to get that early alert. And when I get the the sell down into the line, it reverses on the little bitty ST candlestick. What I look for is the first bounce and then my next pullback on that ST candlestick. As soon as it pulls back slightly, I'll take the next long. It's usually going to give a little flicker where it might not show up on the 25. It can be all green. It can be intra-bar on the 25, but on the ST, it will actually make a couple of reversal bars and then turn back up. So I'll take that secondary entry after I get this alert on the ST that gets me to go look at that chart now. So there's your good basic overview of how the scanners work, how you work the turning the alerts on and off, and then make sure you save your workspace after you go in and make changes, because if you don't, your changes won't be there tomorrow. And remember to unload your symbols every night. Now, if you're only using 10 or 15 symbols, you don't have to unload them. But if you're loading in 40 or 50 symbols in 2 or 3 different columns, you need to unload them. And then save your workspace unloaded. You can save it as you're making changes during the day with symbols in it. Just make sure after you unload them, you save them again. Now, there'll be another video about each of these alerts and how they tie into the chart, what you're looking for. But you've been watching the videos, training the cloud of your flag patterns and your reversals off your yellow lines. So what we just talked about, you should already know about. And if you do not, you need to go watch some more trading and training series videos showing the different setups on the clouds, because you're going to look for those setups with these scanners. Thanks for watching the video. If you need any help, don't hesitate to email us.